So, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm glad you're here. Welcome in. If you're returning and you happen to be one of the pricks who recommended this game we're talking about today, I hope you step in a puddle of bear piss. I'm just gonna cut to the chase, okay? I was told on my Concord video that I was wrong about it being the worst game of all time and that it was in fact Dustborn that was the worst. Well, I'm here to tell you today that y'all were right. Dustborn is probably the worst game of all time, but it's not for the reasons some point out, actually. Nah. Nah. I got some legit heat with this game. So if that all sounds good, drop a sub. We're close to 2K, and it'll be some damn good compensation for the shit that I endured. Let me start by saying this. You may look at my channel and say, Blackout, you play shooter games. This is an action-adventure, story-rich single-player experience. You don't know what makes a good game in this genre. Bullshit. Telltale's The Walking Dead had me crying harder than that one dad in that intervention. Hey, post Blackout, roll the meme. The Forest, Portal, Fallout, Half-Life. There's so many story-rich games out there. Just because I prefer games where you can pick up a gun and turn someone into a human pincushion doesn't mean I don't have a standard or at least taste with story-driven games. And the taste acquired to play Dustborn is that of a decaying raccoon carcass with notes of sweat from the people who are gonna sit here and defend this game. So, you're probably thinking why so many people hate this game, and for me, it's everything that emphasizes the word boring. This game was so fucking boring in just the first 5 to 10 minutes that I was thankful when my power went out from a thunderstorm that was going on outside while I was recording. I'm not a religious man by any means, okay, but I would consider that a divine intervention of some kind at least. The story consists of this punk rock band known as, you guessed it, the Dustborn, that are currently on the run because they're transporting something you find in a clearance bin at Walmart for like $5. Anyways, you're delivering this thing essentially from California all the way up to Maine, but while on the road, you've got to constantly maintain the reputation of your crew or else they'll be mad at you or something. I didn't know, and I didn't care to find out. On the way, we get to learn the characters, okay? We have Sai, who specializes in fucking swearing every fucking sentence she fucking speaks.
Fuck! That was fucked up. All of this for that fucking thing!
And constantly has a whole woe is me complex. Then we have Theo, otherwise known as the dad of the group. He's a tech dude, humor's dry as a well-done steak, and constantly just gets verbally beat down by the others. Next is Gnome, and their power, and I wish I was shitting you when I told you this, is gaslighting people. Yeah. And then there's your character Pax, the leader of the band who's also good at using her voice as a weapon. She can shout at you, manipulate you, pretty much just talks down to you if you quote unquote trigger her, and you better get used to them because you're gonna hear them do everything from being more bland than unseasoned eggs to bitching about what to call K-pop.
What is this music?
I believe the kids call it K-pop music. It stands for Korean popular music.
It's K-pop. Just K-pop.
Right. K-pops.
Pop! Fuck's sake.
I also want to add that everything you do in this game determines what kind of ending you have, and this is where I'll give the game its only credit. Having a storyline that branches into multiple paths creates a replayability factor that single-player games need to survive in the long term. Too bad none of you would want to play this piece of shit longer than 2 hours. Anyways, I can't stand any of these characters, especially the main character, and let me explain why. She gets pissed off over people not doing what she wants, people in general, not being called the right name, robots.
Ma'am, I'll be happy to serve as your driver. Inside the Republic, unlike yourself.
Don't touch me.
Hey!
Let me paint this scene that originally just soured my entire perspective of Pax. You're in this underground bunker in the garage where Theo takes you because he's got like a giant van for you guys to travel in. An alarm goes off because the cops are checking for you. Everyone else is trying to figure out what to do next, except Sai. She's hiding in the bathroom. You have to go talk to her, and she explains how she doesn't want to leave and all this other stuff. She's having some pretty bad anxiety, right? So you can either gift her some food to kind of coerce her out like a fucking dog. You can listen to her, which, you know, simple enough, or just scream at her into doing what you want.
What do you want from me, huh?
You're letting me down. You
What?
made a promise. We need you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm trying my best. I really am.
God, why does her face look like that? This character is supposed to be the quote-unquote good guy, right? And here she is putting her friend on blast, pretty much being a full-on narcissistic bitch, all because Sai has anxiety. So what do you think happens next, right? Cause Sai is now curled up on the bathroom floor, feeling even more shitty than what she already did thanks to Pax over here. So then Pax looks at Gnome and says, hey, can you do your job? And then Gnome goes in there to gaslight Sai into coming out of the bathroom. Pretty much saying that she's just overreacting and that nothing's wrong. But don't worry though. Sai actually likes being bullshitted, so this is all okay. It's fine. And I'm just gonna put this here because I have no other place to put this. You can also learn to do things like cancel people, bully people. I'm pretty sure you can learn how to gaslight people as well, and so much more. At this point, I think I was about like an hour into it and I was falling asleep at my keyboard. You know, I was just begging for some action at least. Oh, but then I got something worse. I started to audition the music in the game.
We're the aliens. We're the refugees.
Oh my God. Fucking Guitar Hero is back, baby. Who the fuck wrote this music? Okay, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of punk rock. Bowling for Soup, Green Day back in the early days though. Less Than Jake, Sum 41, Rise Against, some of the best to do it in my eyes. This, however, you couldn't pay someone to make music this bad. MGK wishes he could make music this bad. I mean, let's look at these lyrics, shall we? Now I gotta find the fucking lyrics. Dude, I really don't want to read these. Like, genuine reaction here. I don't want to read these because it's just like I'm looking at the first two lines and it's just bad. We're the freaks. We're the outcasts. We're nothing like you. You're past due. We will eclipse you. God damn it. We're the aliens. We're the refugees. We walk among you. We're right behind you. I'd rather you not be. Your time is past. Your kind won't last. We're the Dustborn. This bug is airborne. We're the new porn. Goddamn dusthub.com, I guess. Our kind is newborn. We're the Dustborn. This bug is airborne. We're the new porn. Our kind is newborn. We're the Dustborn. This shit gives me a stomach ache. Oh, but don't worry. At least the police like their music and can relate to it, so that's good enough, I guess. So there's something I didn't mention amongst all of this shit you're seeing so far. There is a fair bit of actual gameplay here, but it's not something you would want to do longer than 5 minutes. So later on in the game, y'all arrive at a campsite and start talking about how to refer to the robot, and also s'mores, but I didn't care to hear about that conversation, so I fucked off and went to sleep. These bikers show up, and the voice acting here is on par with crime boss Ragtag City.
Morning. We're here for the bus and for any valuables you may have. Just walk away
No,
and...
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Your mistake. Riders, kill.
Sky, fucking sky, you motherfucker.
This is where you learn the combat system, and to say it's good and fluent is like saying passing quarter-sized kidney stones are normal. The fighting feels like there's weird stutters in between each hit you land, and it feels like you're not doing much of anything to them. It's honestly severely underwhelming. But then, in the middle of these fights, you learn that your voice can be a weapon, and not something that kills cops.
Out of the vehicle.
Back off.
What did you... Out of the car! No warning you again. Get
Sir,
out.
please don't walk into...
So you can do these little shouts that knock the enemies back, these Fusro Daws, if you will, but they're not satisfying at all to do. In Skyrim, when you Fusro Daw people, it gets stronger over time where you can pretty much yeet anyone far distances. You feel powerful, like a force of nature, right? In this game, all you scream is, "Get back!" and they fall like 5 feet. It's pretty damn pathetic. Oh, and then there's the taunting ability, okay? Your taunting ability pretty much locks onto an enemy and knocks their health down considerably. Other than that, it doesn't do much, and you can actually butcher this, and it makes for some of the most cringy and awkward moments in the middle of these fights. Like, if you mess up, they'll be like, well, I'm gonna, sorry, I'm sorry about that. Like, really? You fight a couple waves of these bikers, and then you fight the boss, okay? I'm not gonna say a damn thing. I'm just gonna play the footage just for you.
Good manager stays out of the way and lets the crew
Move.
A good manager stays out of the way and lets the crew get on.
Where did you hear that?
Oh, glad to hear you're fighting educated people.
Oh wow, she almost had me. So intense. Definitely worth the $30 price tag. After this, my time with the game was pretty much coming to an end, right? I had completely dissociated with the story and kind of forgot why I was even recording to begin with. I had a brief moment of clarity where I sat back and thought, why am I doing this? The $2 I'm gonna make off this video in AdSense is cool, but this is leaving me emotionally and mentally scarred. And then just like that, I rage quit the game. I didn't give a shit. I'm sorry.
Especially after we bought the logo.
I can't do this anymore, bro. I'm gonna back out of this. This game is so fucking boring. Whoever was in charge of writing this, please don't ever make another game. Yeah, after playing this game, I feel like I might need to go back and redo the title of my Concord video a little bit. I think this right here is the worst game of 2024. Maybe the worst game of 2025. You know, hell, we'll go to the future with it. I don't care. Thankfully, it didn't cost $150 million to make, but it's just as bad because this actually had some government funding behind it. Oh yeah, this thing got funded by the Creative EU grant program to the tune of 150,000 euros, roughly 167,000 US dollars, as well as the Norwegian Film Institute for 14 million kroner, or around $1.4 million. Imagine finding out your tax dollars went to making a game like this. Now, I will say that I'm basing the game off of its storytelling aspects and the way the game plays, okay? A lot of people are gonna smite this game because of its ties to Sweet Baby Inc., because of the political messages it's implying, and while I'm not basing the game off that, it begs the question who this game was even meant for in the first place. Could it be for those that like that story-driven experience? Nope. Other games like Red Dead Redemption and The Last of Us have done it better. Could it be for the messages it's trying to spread about politics and government? Nope. Other games like Half-Life and Bioshock Infinite specifically, that have done it better. In my eyes, this game is meant for those that think the Saints Row game that came out a couple years ago had good writing, but I would argue that for those people, they would think this game is still considered dog shit. And at the entry point of $30, there's no wonder why this game struggled to even hit 100 players. If you feel like spending $30 today though, consider spending it on food to feed yourself, donate it to a charity, or shit, support the channel, because I would rather you burn $30 in front of me than to spend it on this, if I'm being honest with you. But now I turn the mic to you. Let me know down below what you think about Dustborn. And while you're down there, be sure to smash that like button and snooze button, that sub button, also YouTube can show you my content free of charge. And as always, I want to give a massive shout out to the members of the channel. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Like I said in my Concord video, there are times where I don't feel like I'm deserving of it, but then you guys come through. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. This is Sir Blackout signing off to never take another suggestion from the comments again. I was somewhat open-minded, but after this, fuck that. And good news, as I'm recording this, I actually got my refund back for the game. That's good, at least. Yeah, later.